David Bowie is one of rock music's greatest and most enduring stars, a brilliant musician who's also often been at the vanguard of some new trend in fashion too, sometimes unique to himself. When you think of Bowie, chances are the picture of him that will pop into your head will be one of the thousands of photos taken by this guy, Japanese photographer Masayoshi Sukita. He's photographed Bowie for 40 years, and as part of a global tour to promote his photos, he's visited a very special bookshop in Masterton, Headley's booksellers. Beautiful place. Bowie, Sukita, the whited upper, it was too good to resist. Dan Parker with proof there is indeed life on Masterton.
These are the images that have captured a career, from the early beginnings of an aspiring artist to a pop superstar. And this is the man who took them, 74-year-old Masayoshi Sukita, a Japanese fashion photographer with an eye for talent.
At
that time, I knew that he's got very good looks and musically very talented, and I felt that he was going to be a big star.
This was in 1972. Bowie was just about to hit international superstardom with Ziggy Stardust. Is there life on Mars? And when I asked Sukita if he'd ever heard of Bowie before their first meeting, it was the only time he spoke English during our interview.
Never.
It was to be a productive friendship, 40 years and counting. The pair have worked together on numerous studio sessions and album covers. In the process, Sukita has captured some iconic images.
Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere.
Some of the highlights are now on display in Masterton, the only New Zealand stop of a tour that also includes Tokyo, New York and Melbourne.
It all came about because of our association with an English publishing firm called Genesis Publications, and they're producing this magnificent book on Sukita's photography, and I thought it would be fun to bring him to the Masterton for an exhibition. So we managed to put that together, and we decided we'd do Melbourne and Masterton as our two favourite Southern Hemisphere towns.
It was a wonderful treat for the good folk of Masterton, a town which until now has had a pretty tenuous link with the musical superstar.
The name Sound and Vision came from the song Sound and Vision originally, when I was trying to come up with a name for an electronics repair business.
And on the Speed of Life exhibition's opening night, the rest of the region's die-hard fans got a chance to meet each other and share their best, and in some cases most brutal, Bowie stories.
I had to eat a can of dog food, drink a pint of vinegar, all dressed as Ziggy Stardust, and then throw myself into the ocean, all to meet David Bowie backstage, and he signed my tattoo, and I got that tattooed on as well.
They also got the chance to meet a man who has spent the sort of time with Bowie they can only dream of.
Thank you. And nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sukita says he and Bowie always respected each other's work, but the secret to their bond was their different backgrounds.
So I was fascinated by Western culture, and David was fascinated by Eastern culture, and not just the actual distance of the places, but also the different cultures made us closer, as well as that you never get tired of each other.
Bowie's love of the East would go on to inspire a number of songs. But for Sukita, his background, growing up in a small Chinese coal mining village with a soldier father, was something he was always looking to leave behind.
He's a bit of a Billy Elliot. He had this great, artistic talent wanting to get out. He used to bike for 50 kilometres one way and back again to watch American movies, James Dean, and he was influenced by all that exoticness and then ended up going to New York amongst the time of Andy Warhol.
Despite those influences and the excesses surrounding him, Sukita has lived a pure life. He now lives in Tokyo and has never drunken a drop. He says stimulation comes from his photography and working with muses like Bowie.
His music has changed so much, and sometimes I feel quite distant from the type of the music that he was into.
And Sukita says that distance has helped keep things fresh, even though he's photographed the same subject for 4 decades.
Dan Parker reporting. End our show for tonight. Thanks, everybody.